this triangle. In case Priceline made some crazy move like $70 move, then this triangle, one of these options would have protected us to some extent. And that's why you saw, instead of having a very steep loss on the graph, you saw that the graph had become somewhat of a mushroom top. So, and that's exactly what it was. We wanted to lessen our risk exposure, so we bought that. So we were perfectly willing to lose this 9,000, but you can see that we've lost only 7,000 because we recovered 2,000 out of that this morning. And so we were fully prepared to lose that 9,000 if we could make enough profit on this. And I also mentioned that I'd be happy with a profit of about $10,000 on this trade. But what ended up happening is we ended up making more than that. We ended up making about 16,000 on this trade. But the trade was successful because we identified that there was a mispricing of volatility in the May series. So you've got to watch out for, you've got to keep your eyes and ears open for these kind of things, because that's what creates a blockbuster trade. This is obviously a blockbuster trade that happened. In one day, we made $16,000 on this trade. So those kind of opportunities don't come by all the time. But if you keep your eyes and ears open, it's possible to hit one of those. And that's exactly what we did. There was no reason why the May monthly series should have gone to a volatility of 69% or 70%, because the option series that was impacted was the May weekly series. So there was no reason why this was so high. If you recall, the June series was at around 40 or 41. So, its normal range looks like it's about between 37 and 40%, and it had just gone to about 40 or 42. Now that's understandable. A couple of percentage points increase in volatility is perfectly understandable. But to increase by 25 points seemed like an opportunity that we shouldn't pass up on. So this is this is an earnings play. So what happens in earnings plays that volatility gets pumped up, and usually it's the front series that gets pumped up. And in our case, the monthly series also got pumped up, so we decided to take advantage of that situation. So we went through the volatility crash, we closed our position, and what we did was we made a nice $16,000 profit. And this obviously has turned out to be a fantastic trade. But you have to be careful, because playing the earnings game is not a simple thing. I would highly recommend you do such kind of trades on paper money. And please do it with and if you do it with real money, then you should put in small sizes. I think yesterday we went, I didn't realize we had put in 10 contracts, and that's because Priceline is a high price stock. So it was a pretty risky move. Well, it was risky in the sense it was a large play, but the risk I thought was less, because what were the chances that Priceline would move $66? Because that was our break even. If you recall, our break even was the 725 plus 66 and 725 minus 66. So I didn't think Priceline would make such a kind of move, and so